Welcome back. And I know I'm wearing a gray jacket right now, but it's time to talk about the green jacket as the Masters just finished up and we saw Rory McIlroy take the win. I'm joined by Freeman and Miguel Flores to talk about this. I mean, guys, what a roller coaster of a tournament for Rory McIlroy. He started with such a huge lead, a 6-stroke lead on day one. That's never before seen in Masters. And then day two, disaster. It was terrible. And then day three, I mean, what a comeback. What did you guys think about Rory McIlroy's performance this tournament?
He was locked. I mean, yeah, Rory was locked. He definitely came prepared for the green jacket. But whenever you're practicing there for the last 3 weeks, you got to be showing out like he did. And to perform the way that he was, so consistent, constantly just kind of commanding the stage, wasn't surprised at all. He balled out, and you got to respect Rory for it.
That's fair, Eli?
Yeah, I think mad respect. I think there's a lot of pressure that comes from being the defending champion, coming into that position. You've got to, there's so much that's expected of you, and I think he followed through on that. I think
he definitely followed through on it. Look at him celebrating. That's following through, putting on that jacket for back-to-back times.
Exactly, and I think golf as a sport is kind of a struggle against human error. More so than anything. It's just yourself that you're relying on. It's not a team sport. And so I feel like there's so much that can go wrong, and to be able to come back from a second day like he had, from a lot going wrong is super impressive, and it was really cool to see.
That's fair, and you mentioned defending champ wins it again. He's the first one since Tiger Woods back in 2002 to win back-to-back. I mean, how impressive is it to do something that hasn't been done in 20-plus years?
Yeah, he's an elite company. Only 4 guys have done it, and it's really impressive. I don't want to say that he handled it with some arrogance, but he definitely kind of went into it with that kind of like, I'm the best guy here head. And I think that's what you have to do. Tiger was dominant. Jack Nicklaus was dominant. Nick Faldo was dominant whenever they all did it. I think that he was ready for the stage. He was ready for the light. And like I said, there was some arrogance there, but he did it. So
you got to have some arrogance.
I think when you get to a certain point, you've kind of earned the arrogance.
Yeah.
It's just confidence at that point, to be honest. I mean,
like you see it in every sport. Like you see like 2-peats and 3-peats, and you're like, yeah, they kind of earned that one. Like,
yeah, like OKC this year coming up. But someone else who dominated that didn't have a good tournament, someone who's dominated in the past, Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, cut on day one, did not make the opening cut. I mean, what went wrong for him this tournament?
I think a lot went wrong.
It has, yeah.
I remember the day it happened, I was the sports anchor, and I walked into the office, and Nash was like, did you see this? And I was like, oh my gosh, that has to be one of my stories, because like, to go from being the favorite, one of the favorites, I think he was tied for third with a money line of plus 1,200, like.
You got the numbers.
I got the numbers. Nice. Money line plus 1,200 starting that first day, it's just like, how do you come back from that? And he didn't.
Not at all.
But no player has ever come back from a triple bogey or worse and won the Masters. So I think starting off that rough.
Yeah, I knew he was going to lose whenever he was testing his 5-iron that he 3D printed like the week before the Masters. What are we doing? Like
that's why he lost.
It takes 2 to 3 years to develop a club, and you're going to say, yeah, let me 3D print this 5-iron.
It'll work.
What are you doing, man? This is the Masters. You cannot be trying this stuff here.
Especially when you're a favorite, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
you're a favorite for a reason. It's because of what you've been doing, not doing new stuff right before the tournament.
Yeah, you've been doing the right stuff. Keep doing that, not whatever this is.
100%.
That's fair. And you talked about tied in third in odds, but someone who tied in third in the entire tournament that a lot of people wanted to win that tournament was Justin Rose. I mean, so close yet again. He lost the playoff last year to Rory. He gets third place this year. I mean, is he ever going to get a Masters? Is it coming for him?
I hope so. He's been really fun to watch these last 2 years. Really competitive. Coming in late, but like that Sunday, he was making that run. You're like, oh my gosh, he's going to finally do it. Thank goodness. And you kind of saw Rory choking earlier, and you're like, yeah, this is Rory, of course. And then it just all went south for him, and threw me off because I really want to see Rose win one.
I know, I agree, and I think you talk about how he's fun to watch, and I love the Masters because it is so fun to watch, and it's a sport that gets like so much hate and ragged on, like who wants to watch golf? But then the Masters comes around, and you're like, this is so much fun to watch,
gorgeous,
and watching some of the best athletes in the world do what they're best at is so cool. And so I'd love to see him in a green jacket in the future. It wasn't this year and it wasn't last year.
Third time's a charm.
But
many times played it, but the third time.
Come on.
Being a favorite. Third time
yeah.
a favorite is a charm.
And he tied with Tyrell Hatton, who I also want to showcase because he had the best stroke count on day 3. He was a -6 going into that final tournament and got really high up the leaderboards. I mean, what did you think about his performance?
Yeah, Tyrell Hatton did solid. I thought Victor Hovland was going to make a run too. He was killing it in the front 9. And but yeah, no, Hatton definitely impressed me. I knew that coming in he was going to do good, but a lot of guys kind of shocked me with their performance, and he was definitely one of them. I'm happy that he did pretty good.
That's fair.
Got
and-
some money. So.
Oh, hey, nice. Who else impressed you guys? Who else had some good tournaments for you guys?
I struggle to say one person who impressed me because I watch the Masters and I'm always impressed. It's so easy to like armchair athlete and like be like such a hater.
Yeah.
But with the Masters, I'm like, wow, I've never swung a golf club in my life, and this is some of the best golf in the whole world that I'm watching right now. So it's one of those sports. It's one of the few sports that I like haven't dipped my feet into playing. Like I've pretty much played every other sport in some capacity. So it's just like so impressive because I know I'd be terrible at it. So like it all impresses me. So I'm probably the worst person to ask that question. So.
That's fair, Miguel. You might be the best person here to ask that question.
So-
True.
No, I actually want to piggyback off Elias here. Playing the game, I know that I'd break 70 on the front nine. Like, this is,
I'm breaking 70 on hole 1.
yeah, this is insane what these guys are doing. And there's so many people who impressed me. Scotty's performance. I know it wasn't like he was going to do bad. No one ever thought he was going to do bad. But, coming into the weekend, he was tied for 24th, and you finished number 2.
Yeah.
Impressive. Going 7 under on that second day. I mean, he just killed it. I was glad to see Spieth, 2 strokes under. I love that guy. Dallas product.
Texas boy.
Exactly. You like to see those guys ball out. Just a lot of talent. Justin Thomas, even though he didn't do too good at the end, we're just good to see those guys win again.
That's fair, and we got to look at the flip side. Who had the worst tournaments? Who was just kind of rough the entire weekend, or even not the entire weekend if they got cut, like Bryson?
I think I got to go with the obvious. I got to go with Bryson. He was probably one of my favorites going into the tournament, and just sucks to see him fall apart. But this part of the sport, like I said, this sport is such a struggle against human error that you fall apart once, and it's hard to mentally come back from that. And it's hard to come back from that actually playing the sport too, because you're put in such a precarious position and there's so many eyes on you. And I think it's just, there's such an emotional aspect to the sport that sometimes you don't see in other sports, that it was really heartbreaking to see that.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that really disappointed me. I want to start off with Sergio Garcia. Acting that way at the Masters is the worst thing you could do. That is what you say for a municipal course on a Monday afternoon, not Sunday at Augusta.
Yeah.
Who else? I got a whole bunch of guys. Shane Lowry. Thought he was going to win it. He had a chance, definitely. He was up there in the leaderboard, and then he just kind of fell off on that final day. And the most disappointing for me was Akshay Bhatia. He's been doing really good all year, 8th in FedEx Cup standings, and I think he shot like 6 under.
No, actually, yeah, that's a base take.
Kind of like very unexpected for me. I was like, oh, wow, I thought he'd do pretty good.
Do you think that the talk, because there was a lot of talk going into the weekend about he would anchor his putts and how he would use his chest to help. Do you think that conversation going into the tournament kind of threw him off his game maybe?
Maybe. It always sucks facing, backlash, especially. I'm not a fan of the broomstick putters, but, I don't hate him for it. I thought that he, it's fun to see someone do good at their sport, and definitely was expecting more from him, so I was kind of sad to see.
That's fair. And you mentioned acting like it's a municipal court on a Monday, and someone who did that a lot was Haodong Lia. We have to talk about that. We have to talk about the 10-stroke hole.
Yes.
We have to talk about how you couldn't even see him on the broadcast. He was hidden in the bushes. I mean, how does that happen? Have you ever seen that at the Masters?
What was Ro doing?
That might have been the funniest thing I've ever seen. It definitely brightened my day. I remember it was like a Scotty putt, and it cut to just the bushes, and you're like, what is happening?
No, literally. Just like the cam over here, like, what is going on?
You see his name, and then just bushes, bushes, bushes.
Yeah, it was so funny.
And he was having a really good tournament going into those 2 holes. He had a 6-stroke hole and then a 10-stroke hole. I mean, it was just a complete, that's a Rory McIlroy type day, really.
I think it was
literally.
just trying to showcase what someone like me would do there at that course.
He did well at that, I'd say.
All right, John.
Hey, just saying how I call it, but
I mean, he did better than I would.
a lot
100%.
better. A lot better.
Okay.
I was saying for me too, he would do a lot better than me, but the
I
person-
would do better than you too, though. So let's just make that clear.
I don't know about that.
All right, we got to set it up. John versus Eli at the Masters 2027, guys.
I'm winning that.
That's next spring. Instead of doing a Masters block, we should do that.
A little mini golf,
Get y'all's
We
highlights
take
on
the
screen.
live shot cams out, and it's just you and me, like Trinity National or something. Like,
By next year, I'll be Rory McIlroy level. Let's be real.
Let's see it.
oh, I'm gonna lock in 2-9.
We'll see, but let's talk a little bit more about that Rory McIlroy win. I want to walk through that final day because it was a very big comeback after a collapse on day 2. So I want to know, how did he get that comeback going?
That was a really clutch performance by him. Typically someone like Rory, I don't say typically, but a lot of times in those big moments he's choked. 3-foot putts he's missing in clutch time when you got to have it. There was time after time I saw Rory going, and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to butcher this, but he didn't, and it was really unexpected. But happy for him. That's awesome to see. And in those clutch moments, whenever you think that he's going to, fumble the ball, he held on and he surprised me.
I mean, it was a great tournament. It was really impressive to see him stay in those clutch moments and really do what he needed to do. But talking about one heavyweight of his sport, that's all the time we have. But next up, we'll be talking about some different heavyweight fights. So join me after this commercial break.